Hello people of the earth and welcome back to Quick Save TV. My name is Mike and today I wanted to discuss with you something different. Something that has been bothering me for a while and I was thinking on it for a very long time. And something that has been integral to my personality in a very negative way for a long time. I'm talking about the made up, conjured morality in video games. And I don't mean the kind of morality that is super fun to discuss, the kind of morality that is actually very real in video games, like the examples being in Star Wars when you can become an evil dude, or you can become the paragon of justice and goodness, or in Mass Effect, where you can be the paragon of everything that is good, a righteous defender of everyone around you, or you can become a brutal, no-nonsense problem solver that is not stopping at anything that is getting in his way. And it was really interesting for me always, this type of thing. But what I'm talking about today, actually something different. Something that has been bothering me for a very long time has been, as I said, integral to my personality. And I'm talking about assigning morality to different actions that players take in video games. Like saying that the certain gun is broken, therefore using it is a weakness of character. Or saying that, like, for instance, now I'm playing New World, right? And in New World, certain types of weapons, they're very, very powerful, right? When we talk about axes, hammers, and they synergize well together. Or when we talk about rapiers and muskets, right? Again, they synergize well together, and rapier is considered broken at the moment. And this being broken, like you often hear in chat, when will this be nerfed? When will this be fixed? When will this be, changed or adjusted? And I think it's like a mistake in thinking. It's flawed type of thinking. And just calling something broken, saying that using something makes you weak or whatever, is not an adequate solution. One of great examples where players don't get too hanged up on this kind of stuff is in games like State of Decay 2, where players use everything available at their disposal in order to survive, in order to thrive against hostile environment. No one ever, in any video that I have ever watched in State of Decay 2, ever discusses how something is immoral or something that bad, Everything within the game for them is something that they can and they should use in order to succeed. Because the alternative is dying a violent death, right? A violent permadeath even. So that's something interesting for me, and I always thought that that's a healthy approach to a video game. You try to beat the game and you use any tools at your disposal, whatever it takes. When I was a kid, right, a lot of the times, the classes that I chose in the games that I played, the types of things that I would choose to do were typically things that no one else did, And it wasn't because I was so creative and original. It was simply because I would pull up a list of all of the players in the game and see what type of characters they would be playing. If I would have statistics, it would be the best. And I would just pick the least popular class. And I would play it simply because of that, because I wanted to make it work. I wanted to make it happen. And I was confident in my abilities to be better than others, right? So it was more of an ego power trip than an actually conscious decision. And I feel that this type of thinking has damaged my thinking. And I'm confident in that because it's like I'm noticing the damage of this now. And I understand that it's a mistake. You shouldn't choose anything simply because it's unpopular. It's not a good way to make your decisions. Jumping off the bridge is not popular. Should I do that because it's unpopular? Is it really the best decision? And of course the answer is no, my dude, right? Okay, so coming back to the video game. So in New World, so Rapier is broken, Axe is broken, fantastic. Where does it leave you? So you really have two opportunities, right? Like you really have two reasonable opportunities. You can try to figure out how to play against them because they're extremely popular, and thus it makes them predictable. And of course, not all of the Rapier wielders and Axe wielders are good players, right? Simply because a weapon is good, it can make you more willing to overlook your own mistakes and thus play worse. So you can figure out a way to play against them. It's a great opportunity, and you'll have a lot of practice because everyone's playing them. And again, the same with the Rapier. Or the second choice, of course, is like you can just play it, right? You can just use it. Simply the fact that something is powerful in a video game does not make it evil, does not make it immoral, does not make it weak to use that. Most importantly, I think it's also the fact that players that use these things, that identify these things very quickly, they just are more adaptable, and it's a very valuable trait to have. Or am I wrong on that? What do you guys think? The next thing, of course, is when I played League of Legends, One of the biggest problems that I had as playing AD carry, my favorite character being Draven, some of the most difficult matchups that I played against were against Caitlyn and against Varus. And this is because they outrange you. And back in the day, they were very, very effective at essentially dismantling you. And you had to play around them. You couldn't simply run into them because you would die. In a lot of the situations when playing Draven, you're really counting on your support to establish the situation where you can win and maybe even dominate, but you're really counting on your support because solo, on your own, you can't do much. You can't reach them. They can typically disengage from you quite easily, or they can force you to fight in a situation where you never want to fight. And that did not deter me, that does not discourage me. I hated them with a fierce passion, but I took a more constructive approach to this, I want to think. I started to learn to play against them, right? I practiced so much. I practiced against hooks. I asked my friends to fight against me with these characters. And this really helped me to essentially get so comfortable at playing against Caitlyn that it no longer became a counter matchup against me because I knew all the tricks and I would know what Caitlyn is going to do even before she was doing it. And by the virtue of me playing semi-competitively and participating in some small tournaments, I had an opportunity to even play competitively against Caitlyn. It was really fun. So this is a more constructive approach, I feel. I could do with less hatred, right? I think it was unnecessary, because playing Caitlyn does not make a player immoral. And I have to say it out loud, because that's really how I felt. I felt that they were dirty, I felt that they were cheating, I felt that they were abusing the game, but really they were just using the tools that are available to them. In various games, there are certain things that trump others. In chess, there is the queen, of course. In cards, like in the Durak game, you can use your special cards, your ace, to aces to win the game, to beat the game, and sixes too. In poker, there are certain combinations that trump others. But using them doesn't make you immoral. Using them to their fullest potential makes you a good player, makes you a successful player. It's the same reason why even though in a lot of Call of Duty games, especially Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2, SMGs were so incredibly powerful, no one was really interested in highlights about SMGs because they were kind of boring to use. They were really powerful and really cool, but everyone was all about that MLG 360's no scope hype. And the reason why is because it takes skill, it takes effort, right? It abuses some of the game systems, but again, it doesn't matter because it takes skill, it takes effort, and it allows players to show off their abilities. And again, it was really fun when you would learn to use the sniper rifles in Call of Duty games, where you would be able to kill SMG users in melee, and it was kind of insane. And that all, it really harkens back to just because something is really powerful doesn't mean that you cannot learn to play against it, and doesn't mean that you have to use it. And especially, really, most of all, it doesn't mean that you should hate it. A strong weapon within the confines of a video game is a totally normal thing. Some weapons are a little stronger than others, some weapons are a lot stronger or weaker than others. But that's alright, man. It's your choice ultimately to use the tools at your disposal to their utmost ability and the way you really want to use them. One of the videos that I really enjoyed watching, it would really put me into perspective. I like to watch Raffle on YouTube. He's a content creator on Hearthstone, and he has been for a couple of years. And he was playing this deck, a Warlock deck, that uses a certain card, a powerful deck, right? And this deck is considered by many a broken deck. It's extremely popular. But even though it's extremely popular, it's 15% of the players play it. It's not even that crazy. And the players were attacking him, essentially, not attacking him, assigning moral judgments to him for playing this deck, as if he propagates evil simply by the fact that he picked up a deck and he plays it in a video game, right? And that's wrong, right? That doesn't make any sense. I think Raffle is a big boy, he can take care of himself. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying that there is nothing to defend. Playing something powerful doesn't make you immoral. Using something that is already in the game doesn't make you an asshole. And that took me forever to understand. Tell me, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I hope this different topic was interesting for you to listen about. And I think this is an important thing to realize, because maybe it's something that's a little bit broken inside yourself that I realized was broken in me, rather than something that is so critical and so immoral and so catastrophic in a video game. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.